6 years ago, we redesigned this cabinet in my dedicated theater room, and we wanted to add some lighting to it. So as you can see around my 150-inch diagonal screen, we've got one rope lighting. It's an LED strip, but it's just a single color blue. Then if I lift up the screen, you can see back here, I wanted to have what I considered the reveal lighting. I wanted to be able to have my screen closed, turn on this lighting that's behind the screen, and be able to see my speakers and subwoofers when the screen is down. Now for the past 6 years, this has worked really well, except I don't have the ability to change the color. They're just simply blue, and I can just brighten it, dim it with the help of my Echo Dot. Well, the folks at Govee sent me 2 of these. These are their M1 LED strips. So these are pretty long. They're about 16 feet. So I'm going to be installing 2 of these today. We're going to replace this LED strip down here, and we're going to add another LED strip up behind here. So this will be for the reveal lighting. So in this video, we'll do a quick unboxing. We'll get this set up, and I'll walk you through the app and show you some really cool features that these lights have to offer. All right, let's go ahead and see what's inside the box. Open up the box, we've got a quick start guide right here. Got the actual LED strip on this little reel. That's pretty slick, I like that. Some paperwork. Looks like we got the control unit on this side. And then our power cables and our power block here. Then down at the bottom we've got some alcohol pads, some 3M double-sided sticky tape, as well as some smaller adhesive clips right here. Now before we install the LED strips, we're going to unroll this first and connect it just to make sure everything's working properly. Last thing you want to do is get everything all nice and neat and tidy, only to find out maybe part of the LED strip or all of it isn't functioning properly. So next we'll take our LED strip and we'll plug it into this little device here. Now make sure that this part where the LED lights are is facing up, and this Govee symbol is facing up. You'll see there's like a little sticky down here. I'll make sure that both of those are facing up or it won't work. Now we'll take the other end right here, plug it into the power adapter, and then plug that into the wall. Let's turn on the lights to make sure they're working. So we just hit the power button. We can see right now the lights are corresponding to my voice. We'll go into that in more detail once we get into the app. If you do want to use this manually, the top button or this middle button right here, you can cycle through just the different colors. But there's a lot more flexibility within the app, so I'm going to recommend using that. But if you want to switch it to sound activated, we'll click the bottom button. So now the lights are going to correspond to either voice or music. So I'll go ahead and get these installed in my cabinet, and then we'll dive into the app and see what features we have to work with. Now these are super simple to install. You're simply going to remove some of the yellow backing. Now I'd recommend not removing all of the backing at once, but do it in small sections. And so as you can see here, I'm just going to remove some of the yellow, then stick it down where I need it. Go ahead and remove some more, move down the line, press it down firmly to make sure that it's secure up against the surface, and continue to do that all the way down the area that you're wanting to apply the LED strip. All right, so here we have the bottom row installed. So the speakers look great on the bottom. You'll notice at the very top though, if I zoom in here, right now I've just got 2 kind of flood lamps up there. So it just shines right there in that one little spot. If we take a look behind the screen, you can see there's one floodlight there and one floodlight there, and they're just blue in color. So you can see right here, it just puts like a little spotlight on the wall, but it doesn't illuminate any of my acoustic panels back there or the wall itself. So I'm really curious to see how the second set of lights is going to change how it looks up at the top. Now before I install the second Govee light up top and remove those 2 floodlights, I want to go ahead and close this acoustic transparent screen. So we've got all the lights off in the theater room except for the Govees and those upper 2 lights. So I want you to be able to see how it looks up top with just those 2 floodlights. So as you can see, the 2 lights at the top really don't do too much and they don't illuminate very well. And so I'm really excited to get the Govee lights up on that top row to illuminate that back wall. I'm curious to see how much of those acoustic panels I can see as well. So I'll go ahead and get those installed, and then we'll jump into the app and set it up. So here we are behind the cabinet. You can see I've installed the upper LED strip, And right here, I've installed several of these little clips that are included with the kit. So what's nice about these little clips is they have this 3M adhesive on the back, and that's what I've used to secure them on here. And then right in the middle, you can see there's a little hole. And with that, what you'll do is you'll take this screw and just screw it right into there. Now when you're going around corners, it's advisable to make this little loop like this and just keep it kind of large so you don't pinch any of those electronics in there. And then you can see I've installed a couple of these little brackets right here. They use self-adhesive from the 3M, but then there's also a little screw right in there that I've used to secure it even better. Now before we dive into the app, I just want to share with you something that I'm really excited about. If we look up here at the top, so we installed an M1 strip right up here behind this wooden panel right here. There is a nice uniform color now across that whole front wall. Previously, when I had the two floodlights, those created hot spots and they were just little round circles, and I really wasn't able to see hardly any of my acoustic panels. So here you can see we've got clear definition of each one of those acoustic panels. So you can see there's a drastic difference. I love what I'm seeing so far. That looks super, super cool. And having the ability to change those colors, to create some cool animations and just create some scenes, I'm really, really excited. So let's go ahead and dive into the app and let's show you what it's all about. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the Govee Home app. Give it permission to use Bluetooth. Yes, I would like to use Siri. Choose whether or not you want to receive notifications, accept the privacy agreement, and we're at the home screen. So the first thing we need to do is add the device. We'll click this plus at the top right. I'm going to search for M1. And here we see the Govee LED strip light M1. Click that, and we'll create a Govee account at the bottom. And once you create that, we'll go ahead and log into the app. So now we're going to click on Govee LED strip light M1, and it sees the two lights that we have installed. We'll click on the first one. We'll press the power button once, and that is paired. We can come back and rename this later. We're going to log into my Wi-Fi, save the password. And we're now connected to my Wi-Fi. You may have a version update, so we'll go ahead and upgrade that now. Click upgrade at the bottom. So before we add the other one, I'm going to rename this. I'm going to click on the cogwheel at the top right. And we're going to name this Speaker LED Bottom. Hit done, and we'll go back. Go back one more time. And we're going to add the second light. So we'll click the plus icon at the top right again. Type in M1. There's the second one, so we'll click that. Click it one more time. We'll press the power button once as well. We'll rename this speaker LED top and click done. Done again. And now the second LED strip is connected. We'll go ahead and update that. Upgrade. And now the second LED light has been updated. So the next thing we want to do is group these two together. So up at the top, we're going to click group. And we're going to come down here to same model and hit the plus. And then we're going to type in, these are the M1s, but I'm going to call it speaker LED just for consistency. And we're going to click confirm. Now we need to add those two devices to this grouping. So we're going to click the plus down here under scene devices. Here we see the two speaker LEDs, the bottom and the top. So we'll check both of those and then click the checkbox at the top right. So now that they're grouped, if I click the off, you can see the lights fade off, and then if we turn them back on, they fade back up together as one group. Now if we scroll down, we can see a ton of different features. You can control the brightness, so we can turn that down, maybe 30%, bring it up a little bit more, 60%, so we'll bring it all the way back up to the top. So that's how you would control the brightness for all of them. So as we scroll further down, we can see an option for recommended color schemes. We'll click that. We'll click scene, and we're going to choose something like lively. As far as color matching, let's just use 2 sets of complementary colors. And we'll click configure color schemes. So if you don't like those colors, you can always click the next group. And as we can see here, we just got different color schemes. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off my theater lights to make this a little bit easier to see. Alexa, theater lights off. Now that should be a little bit better. So we'll cycle through. So of course you can go back and change these at any moment. Contrasting colors. Go back to scene, change it to joy. So a lot of different customization here. So we'll back out to that main menu and you can see what it's done here. It's selected each one of these segments and changed it to corresponding colors. Now one thing that I like to do is use a gradient, and that's basically when it fades from one color to another. So we're going to enable gradient at the top. So now it has a more gradual change from one color to the next as you go down the line. Now if you want to create your own color scheme, you can easily do that. So we just go in and click each area that you want to change. So we'll do every other color, and because it's getting close to Christmas, let's choose red for the first one. Now we're going to have to manually deselect. It'd be nice to have a deselect all button, but it's not too bad. There's not a lot of those. Then we'll go back to every other segment, and we're going to choose green. So now we've got our Christmas colors. Sliding further down, again, we've just got a ton of different options, and you can even see down here, I've already added a custom color called Christmas. So if I click edit, so you can see I've already saved one as a custom color, and at any moment we can click on it, change the name, and select that color. Now of course we can come back up here, select all of them, scroll down to the bottom, click the color wheel, and then we can just start dragging and changing to the various colors. Now you won't see the color change until you lift your finger off of the color wheel. Now we can swipe to the right and you can see all the various colors here. So let's say you're feeling cranky, you can come up here to cranky 2 or cranky 3. How about right there, cranky 4? That's what cranky looks like. Interesting. But to me, I'm pretty much happy most of the time, so I'm going to come down here to happy 7. If we swipe to the right, and on this page there are some preset colors that you can grab here. As you can see, they're changing as we click the individual squares. So now let's take a look at scenes. We're going to click the plus icon at the top. We're going to call this Christmas and hit confirm. Now we need to add those 2 devices, so we'll click the plus down here where it says Manage Devices and click the green plus buttons at the bottom. Now we'll click the checkbox at the top right. I'm going to go ahead and crank this up to 100%. And down here under My Plans, we're going to click the plus icon. So we're going to scroll down, click the checkbox for the top, and then choose a green color at the top. Now we're going to uncheck that, and then we're going to check the bottom. So now that that's selected, we're going to make that red. We'll click Apply, and you can see we've got green on the top, red on the bottom. Now we'll scroll up to the top, click Plan Name, and we'll call this Christmas 1. And choose Confirm, and Save. So now you can see we have Christmas 1 down here. Let's go ahead and make a second one. Click the checkbox. We'll go ahead and call this Christmas 2. Click confirm. Check the first box. And this time, instead of having a solid green, we're going to make little sections, kind of like that. And we'll make those green. Then we'll choose deselect these other ones. And I'm just clicking and dragging, and we'll make that red. Now we'll uncheck that box, check the bottom, do something similar, and drag to the right, and we'll make those green. And we'll drag to the left to select everything. So basically what we want to do is select just the parts that we don't. So this takes a little practice, but now we have all the empty sections selected, and we'll choose red. So once you have those the way you want, we'll click save. So now what we have is Christmas 1 and Christmas 2. So if I click Christmas 2, you'll see that's the alternating colors. And then if I click Christmas 1, that is the green on the top and the red on the bottom. So if we back up, we could create a scene called Fall and use some orange colors, or we could create one called Chill and just be some really light colors. And that's how you would simply create various scenes. Now one last thing I'll show you that I figured out. If we go to Command, down under Tap to Run, you can already see I've added voice commands. If we click the microphone icon right here, you'll have instructions for all 3 of those types of devices. So just clicking at the top, you can see I've already set up mine. And if you have Google Assistant, you can click the 3rd one there and see how to set that up as well. So since I've already got this person right here set up, I can simply say, Alexa, speaker lights off. And to turn them back on, Alexa, speaker lights on. And they come back on. Here's a demo of the Govee M1's Time to Music. Overall, I'm really loving what I'm seeing with the Govee products. Now, this was my first experience with Govee, and so I'm excited to say that I would love to check out some more of their products. The Govee M1 strips are great for things like long runs. As you saw in the video, there's a lot of flexibility because of the RGBIC, the independent control. You can control each section independently to create colors and have those blend into it, so you can design the lights to your decor or to your liking. Having the ability to create scenes that you can automatically go to, click one button and it goes to that particular scene that you've created and crafted is pretty awesome. Now, having the app and being able to have voice control with the Govee lights is pretty powerful. Now, there's a lot in the app that I don't understand yet and things that I'm going to be learning over the coming months, and I'll be sharing that with you here on the channel. And so look for future videos as well on the Govee products. Now, if you're interested in picking up any of the Govee products, I'll have links to it down in the description below, as well as the M1, and be sure to check out their Black Friday sales that are going on right now. Well, as always, you guys be blessed, and we will catch you in the next video.